Hey everyone, I'm just popping in a little bit early, give some folks a chance to join. Hopefully we can do that. So if you are popping on early with me right now, I hope that the week is going well for you and you've got some good things planned for the rest of the week. Hopefully we'll get some folks join who were at Legal Week last week. I was there, and it was so great to see so many friends and colleagues who I hadn't seen in a long time. It was really terrific. Okay, I want to go ahead and get started with this LinkedIn Live, which is really, it's just going to be pretty brief, but I want to spend just a little bit of time talking about what we've heard a lot about on LinkedIn and some other social media platforms regarding Legal Week last week and the unfortunate and troubling news of cases of sexual harassment and even assault and misconduct that happened around Legal Week last week. For those of you who know me, know that I work within the legal industry on workplace well-being. That's my focus when I work with legal professionals and within law firms. What some of you might not know is that I've spent a large part of my career working in the space of sexual violence prevention. And for 3 years, I was the executive director of the Sexual Assault Resource Agency in Virginia, where I live. So with those two things in mind and really wanting to do something to address the sexual harassment and sexual violence that can occur in the conference and event space. And by the way, it is not unique, unfortunately, to the Legal Week conference or to the legal industry. This is a problem in conference spaces around the country, around the globe, and regardless of industry. But because of where I sit in the legal space and because of my knowledge around sexual abuse prevention, I wanted to provide a few resources for you if you are someone who attends conferences or you work at conferences as a vendor, or if you are in the position of being in the conference event space as a planner professionally, or you are on your firm's or organization's event committee, conference committee, I want to be able to provide you some resources. So that's what I'm here to introduce today. And those are going to be taking place. I'm going to have 2 webinars next week that will address some things that we can do very targeted, very specifically to help make our conference spaces more safe for everyone. So the first one is going to be a week from today at noon, so February 14th. At noon, I will be holding a webinar over the lunch hour that is directed specifically to attendees and vendors and folks who just are in the space of a conference or large event area. And it's going to focus on bystander intervention training. Because what I've heard about a lot in the last week is, okay, it's great to have signs or the idea of if you see something, say something. But what does that mean? I don't really know what to do. I don't feel comfortable directly confronting someone if I see something, or even if I want to, what do I say? Is it safe for me to do something? So in bystander intervention, there is a space for some direct confrontation, but there are a lot more ways to intervene if you see something that might be troubling, that I want to be able to provide some of those tools to you when you are in those spaces. And by the way, these bystander intervention tools aren't simply good for conference spaces. It's just something that you can use no matter where you are, in the workplace, in the grocery store, anywhere out in the world. So I want to arm you with some of that. So next Wednesday at noon, I will be offering that completely free webinar and workshop on some basics of bystander intervention, how we can keep ourselves and others safe in that space, whatever space it might be. The second free webinar that I want to do is also next week. It'll be the following day at noon, Thursday, February 15th at noon. And this one will be targeted more towards conference and event planners, whether that's something you do full time as your job, or whether, again, you are on a planning committee for your organization. And this is going to focus on what are some policies and procedures that you can put in place that create safer environments for all of your attendees. There are a lot of great things that I see already happening. There are codes of conduct, and those are so important. But that is a step one. So what are some other things that you can put in place, resources that you can pull in that allow that space to be safe for all? And so both of those sessions actually would be great for conference planners and event planners, but the second one on next Thursday will really be focused on folks who have a role in planning conferences and large events, particularly if there are some of these, that kind of murky area of, we've got some offsite things that are happening that aren't formally connected to us, but it's within that space. What can we do to help ensure that everyone has a safe experience, free from harassment, free from harm? So those are the two things that I'm going to be providing next week. So again, Wednesday, February 14th, consider it a Valentine's Day gift. February 14th, we're going to be talking about some basic bystander intervention training, what we can do as just everyday people to help make our communities and our spaces safer from sexual harassment and sexual misconduct. And then the following day, Thursday, February 15th, I will be hosting a free webinar that will focus on specifically speaking to conference and event planners on some policies and procedures they can put in place and resources they can bring in to make sure that that you create an event that is as safe as can be. So I really hope that that you all take advantage of that. And I am also happy to come into your organizations and speak with you directly, run trainings directly. That is something that that I would be delighted to do, because even though my focus is now a broad workplace well-being, we absolutely can't be well within our workplace if we are living in fear of sexual harassment, bullying, and physical threat. So that is always going to be a component of what I provide for my clients and for the larger community that I serve. So I hope to see you on Thursday, Wednesday and Thursday, or those days. I'm asking that there be a pre-registration, but it's it's just a quick way to register and let me see who I'm able to connect with. And I hope I see you next week. And please do reach out on LinkedIn if you have more questions, or send me an email. My email is rb, my initials rb, at reneebranson.com. And I would love to hear from you, and I hope to see you next week. Thanks.